Hi everyone, it's Morgyn from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with a 12 by 12 layout spread for you. I am using my D-lish scraps kit from, I think this one is April, could have even been March, I can't remember. And I am using the mood board and sketch to create mine. I've flipped the sketch around a little bit to create my layout and trying to use up all the bits and pieces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the March kit. I actually did make this way back in March, but yeah, I never got around to editing it. So here is the video for you. So I was just starting off trying to put my layers down for my background, and I was fiddling around with different papers and textures that I had. I pulled out a few different bits and pieces. So I wanted to use the tissue paper, and I did want to use that translucent type of vellum paper. It's kind of in between. It was in the one of the $2 shop type of things, and it's the patterned stripy one off to the left there. I'm not really sure what exactly it's called, what type of paper it is. Anyway, the photo I'm using is of Frank and Sam was trying to do some superhero moves, and I think he pretended to push Frank onto the bed, and then he stood on top of him like he would conquered the mountain or something. It was just really funny, and I happened to be standing there with my phone, so I took a snapshot, and Frank was pulling like a sad face. So it was quite a good little photo that I managed to take, because quite often I either don't have my camera, or the time I get it, they've stopped doing it or whatever. So I was really happy that I managed to get it this time. So crinkling up some of that tissue paper, that did actually come in the kit, and I don't know that I use it like that. I think I might cut it. Yeah, I do. I cut it down to put on the layout. I'm looking back now, and I probably should have used 2 layers of it. Oh, I did. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so that's what the photo was all about, and it's actually quite a grainy photo, which is a little bit disappointing, but you can't really tell too much, and it still tells the story. And I have to apologize about the shaky table. When I filmed this, it was on my my trestle table that I had set up in the lounge for a while, and that's why it's all really shaky. It's not the most stable of bases to work on, but I just wanted to scrap, but I also wanted to be able to watch TV and be with the family. So that's why I was doing that. And I was pretty pregnant at that point, so I didn't really want to be sitting in my crappy office chair all by myself. So I trimmed all those down because I knew I wanted to use that paper bag that came in the kit. I knew I wanted to use that as a pocket on another layout. So that's why I've just sort of trimmed the edge off that one. And then the stripy paper I've just trimmed down into a couple of little bits, because I hate wasting. I hate the thought of putting all that paper under there and it's not being seen, it's not being used. Just, I don't know, sometimes it just hurts me to think of all the waste. So I do tend to gut middles of paper and trim them down to just what you're going to see. And this paper pad here was from Chamel. I can't remember the name or the collection that it was from, but I ended up with 2 of them. Spotlight, for some incredibly odd reason, had them marked at like $11 or something, and then they had a 50% off or a 40% off sale or something like that. Anyway, I ended up picking up 2 of these for $6 each, and that never happens with 12 by 12 paper, like paper pads. That was just crazy. So yeah, I ended up buying 2 of those when they were marked down ridiculously. They never sold. If they did sell any of the embellishments and stuff that went with it, I never saw them, or my Spotlight never carried them. It was only ever the paper pad that they had. So yeah, I've got lots of that, so I didn't mind using that one up so much. So now I wanted to add a bit of texture to my background, and this kit came with a a stencil, and it's kind of like a brick template kind of thing, and I wanted to go with the yellow theme that I kind of had going on, so I used a little bit of gelato and a little bit of yellow watercolor paint and some texture paste, and I just mixed up a little patch for some bright yellow. It is a lot more yellow in real life than in the video. The video seems to sort of dull it down a lot more than it is. But I did add quite a bit of paint to that, going back and having a look. Oh, it does look quite bright on there, but it is more bright in real life. So then getting out this little stencil and trying to work out where I wanted to put it. Oh, there we go. There's the stencil. So it's kind of, it looks a bit like oh, it's not even bricks. It's kind of looks like a maze. Oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Pac-Man board, if anyone remembers the old Pac-Man game. It kind of looks like that. So it's like a bit of a maze, a bit of brickwork. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a random sort of a shape, but it works really well. I quite like it. I'm going to use it. Oh, I have used it on another layout, but I don't think I did a process video for that. Hopefully at the end of the year, or sometime, maybe in the middle of the year, maybe around August, I might try and do a flip through of all the layouts that I've made this year. I've been quite productive. I've made a few, which is good. It's very good. And I've got lots more that I want to make. I don't think you can ever be caught up with layouts. I might be almost caught up with my project life, but I'm never caught up with 12 by 12 layouts. There's just too many photos to scrap. So then I wanted to add a few little splatters of blue. So I just did it where I'd put the yellow, as you can see, and then I'm pretty sure I wait for that to dry, just making sure that it still fits. I tend to do that because I would hate to think that I didn't do enough and I needed to do more, like I am now, because it doesn't always quite work the second time around when you do it. And I know lots of people do heaps on their page and then they cover it up with papers. Again, that just seems wasteful to me. It's like you wasted all the product and you're not even going to see it. And I don't know. They always look fabulous. Other people do absolutely fabulous layouts. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I do need to use more. Maybe more is more, not less is more. I don't think I could consciously do it though. Oh, I'm a bit strange. It's okay. So now I'm going through, while that the texture paste and the paint were drying, I thought I would make my embellishment clusters, and I'm just using bits and pieces from the kit. So the label and the flare badge, and then that little star. It's actually like an acrylic plastic piece, so it's quite chunky and quite thick, I suppose, because it's made out of plastic. So I was using that in that corner with a bit of the label, or did they have words on it? I can't remember. It was a while ago that I made this layout. And then adding some, I don't think, do I keep that twine? No, I think I end up using the black instead of the red. What do I do? What do I do? It's a mystery. Anyway, I'm fiddling around with that for quite a while by the look of it. So I just end up doing 2 embellishment clusters, one in the top corner and one in the bottom corner. And then that little, what is it, like a lightning bolt up there. And then these were from Charms Creations. And I've seen their stuff for ages. I always look at them and I'm always like, oh my God, they're so cute and adorable and everything. And then I just never bought them for whatever reason. And then I actually won some in a competition and I freaking love them. And I don't know why I resisted buying them for so long. I think I just thought I couldn't use them, or like I wouldn't be able to use them for whatever reason. but they are the best. And now I have got quite a little stash of them. I bought quite a few. So they're amazing. And this was the first layout that I actually used a little charms creation thing on. They're all little fabric shapes. There's stars and hearts, and that one's a little, what would you call that? Like a banner, maybe? It's not quite a pennant shape. I'm not really sure what shape that is, but there's lots of them. And they're super cool. And I'll put a link to that and also to D-lish scraps in the description box below. So you can go and check them out and hopefully get some because they're awesome. And yeah, so I think that's all I put up in that top corner. And once I've worked out all my my embellishment spots, I do stick it all back down again and add a few more bits. So I'm sorry if you're going to hear the background noise. As usual, I start recording this, not looking at the time, and then the school kids come out to play. I do this so often. I forget what time they have their lunch breaks and so forth. So I apologize for the background noise. It's just the kids playing. And I'm surprised my newest edition hasn't woken up yet either. He's almost due to wake up. So if you hear baby crying at any moment, that'll be him. And I might have to cut the video short. But never mind. That's what happens when you're a mum. Things just, they don't quite happen as you want them to happen. Well, they don't happen on your time. Everything else is on someone else's time these days, which is taking a little bit of getting used to for me, because I was so used to, like, Sam was old enough to kind of do his own thing, and if he knew I was working or doing a voiceover or whatever, he'd just sort of keep to himself and be quiet for half an hour or so. But now I forget how time-consuming babies can be. And time wasters. I can waste a lot of time just sitting and looking at him. In a good way. Time wasters in a good way, because they're cute and cuddly, and you cuddle them and look at them or do all the silly noises and the funny faces at them. And before you know it, 2 hours has gone by. And they're sound asleep and you're still just holding them and looking at them. So, it's wasting time, but in the best way possible, I think. But there's not much that gets done around my house when that happens. So sticking down these little embellishments. I can't remember what that says, boy something. There is other words on there. When I put the still photos at the end of the video, you'll be able to have a look at what that says. And then just getting some labels. These were not part of the kit. These were out of my stash, but the colors matched perfectly to the layout, because I was trying to go for that red and yellow look with some blue highlights, and they were the colors of the photo, so the kit worked really well with the photo that I was using, or the photo worked well with the kit. I'm not sure which way I should look at that. Probably the latter. And I think I just stick that up the top. So I do cover up a little bit of the the texture paste, but that's okay. And then I think I add some of those blue stars. They're like little sequins, but they don't have the hole in them. Little star shapes. So cute. And they're so easy to put down. I love adding sequins. I don't do it enough, usually because, I don't know, I always feel they're a bit more feminine and they shouldn't go on masculine layouts. Like, this is a bit of an exception because they're stars, but regular sequins, I don't know. I just, in my mind, tell me if I'm crazy, or tell me if you think the same thing as me. I always just feel the sequins are more feminine than masculine on a layout. I do try to use them, and they do really add something cool to a layout, but I'm always just a bit hesitant, I suppose. And then, sorry, you can't see this bit very well, but I just make another little embellishment cluster down in the bottom left-hand corner with some more of that red stripe. I'm going to call it vellum. I think it is a type of vellum at least. And then I tried to squish out a little bit more of the yellow, but there really wasn't much left, unfortunately. But I got a little splatter down there anyway. And then added a couple of little droplets of the blue just to bring it across to flow throughout the layout. And I think that might be this layout done. Yes. No? What am I going to do? Who knows? Oh, that's right. I do get one of these little tiny word stickers. These ones I've had sitting in my stash for so long. So I just add that in there. It's a translucent sticker, so you can't really even see it that well. And pop a star down there as well. And that is this layout done, guys. So I really like the way this one turned out, actually. It's one of my faves for that time period anyway. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.